You have to remember that this refuge was created when the Rio Grande Valley didn't have as many people as we do now. Somebody back then was smart enough to realize that the valley was going to grow, and today there's 1.3 million people. And for that reason, refuges and land like this are all the more special.
Bringing out as many people and mobilizing as many people as possible is what we're really after. A rally is a great way to bring people together, but it in and of itself does not stop the wall. It's if these people then go out, they reach out to their members of Congress and they say, we don't want you to do this. We don't want you to waste billions of dollars on something that is so destructive to our communities and to our environment.
I'm with the Center for Biological Diversity based in Tucson. And I'm here because there's overwhelming support for this refuge. And right now it's target number 1 on Trump's border wall hit list.
Hopefully today can be a happy day recognizing 75 years of this amazing refuge, the wildlife that it protects. But at the same time, I hope, the rest of the nation can see why protecting public lands is so important.
The reason that so many groups are coming together is because Trump's proposals are an assault on so many different communities. And, to the extent that Dreamers would get protection, they deserve protection. It shouldn't be at the expense of everything else. A Clean Dream Act is the morally right thing to do. The different organizations that are participating in this realize that. And, we've got a lot of different constituencies coming together.
As we know, a border wall is not simply an environmental issue. The reason why we're having to deal with the potential construction of the border wall in the first place is due to racist agendas that try to prevent us from fulfilling our lives, or just thinking that criminals or drugs are coming through here. I don't think a border wall would even cater to the actual needs of border residents. It will create environmental issues, infrastructural issues with flooding of communities in Mexico and in our area, and it will fail to provide the kind of security solutions that the White House claims we need. When you claim that ending illegal immigration and protecting the homeland will be achieved through a border wall, that's where I see environmentalists and immigrant groups coming together to, just fight against this.
The fact is that the DREAM Act has been filed in the House, and the DREAM Act just simply gives dreamers a pathway to citizenships over a reasonable period of time. And it's not that we've even had a chance to vote on it. The Speaker hasn't even brought it to the House floor.
With an administration led by somebody whose perception of what we are all about is so negative, and he sells that negativity to not only the rest of the country, to the rest of the world. You can't negotiate with somebody like that, and I will not.
We could do a lot better in terms of messaging, and I think that when you consider that more than 80% of the American public believes that Dreamers ought to have a pathway to citizenship, I think if that 80% of the American public only knew that the intent of the people that wrote the Constitution, which was if the bill can muster a majority of the Congress, which is 218 votes, that it should pass, but that the process isn't even allowing us to take that vote, I think that 80% of the American people would be quite surprised.
Even though congressmen have failed us over and over again, I am not willing to give up, and I'm not going to let them compromise with our lives. I've seen people fight every single day, and I have the luxury of being able to go to college, but I've seen people in D.C., this is their whole lives, and I don't know, after seeing that, it's how can you not have hope? At least for me, it's that gave me a reason to keep believing that something will change.
Quite frankly, I am not willing to put my family on the line or other immigrant communities, members of my community, at risk because of a proposal that promises to grant me citizenship in 10 to 12 years?
It's unthinkable. My mom and I have been through so many things. I just can't even imagine what life would be like without her, without my dad, or without my sister. That's not even a question that I can answer because it's my family, and I can't think of a life without them. Like, I know my community, and it's not fair to say that I'm not American just because I don't have the papers to prove it. Because with every sense, like, I care about my community and I care about this country and I care about making it better. And I think that in itself, shows that I am an American with every sense of the word.